Hey guys, Mike here. Today we got the Vapor 4 case for the iPhone 4. This comes from Element Case. This is a bumper style case similar to Apple's, except this one is made out of anodized aluminum. This features a high-tech shock-absorbent material that reduces G-forces of an impact, and this material also acts as a non-conductive barrier to help maintain the iPhone's intended signal strength. We'll talk about more on that in a minute. This retails for $79.95, and you can get an optional back protector that'll raise the price to $99. This is available in a couple of different color combos. This is the black with the black accent. You can get different color accents, and also you can get a silver, again, with some different color accents. All right. A few things of what it comes with here. You got 4 screws. This is actually screws together. A little unusual. So both, it's a metal frame and also, uses screws to go together. And you have a couple spare screws here if you lose them, which is handy because they are pretty small. And you get a little tool here for installing the screws. I'll just note that if you have a T6 screwdriver, this is pretty handy because, you can get a magnetized tip on this and makes it a little bit easier to install. So just a close-up look on this. A couple things to note here. It has some rails. This is where the iPhone goes. You can see the screw ports right there. And then here is that high-tech shock material. Has a couple pads, coming around the case. And you can see right here, got a couple more. Actually would have been cool, I think, if it went all the way around, not just these little sections. But that gives a little look here at the case. One thing to note is it does look like this material compresses a little bit. It's a little spongy, kind of like a little foam. And you can probably actually see right in there where the iPhone's antenna made its impression. So over time, it may lose some effectiveness just because it's, getting compressed down there. So before I get the iPhone in, I just want to talk about the antenna issue a little bit. Reading on the forums and that, looked like a lot of people were having some antenna issues. I tested this out. I tried the Bluetooth, the GPS. I didn't have any real issues with that. The cell phone coverage, though, and the Wi-Fi looked like sometimes it would lose some signal when the case was on. And let me just show you what we're working with here before we even get the phone installed. I have 1 bar here, and it looks like I have full Wi-Fi. This is very typical. I'm in my basement, and cell phones don't get good coverage down here. So this is pretty typical of iPhone, AT&T, and actually most other phones. So all you have to do is just slide it in, pretty easy install, and then take this top piece, and then you'll want to just put in these screws. And this is where again, this magnetized tip here would be pretty handy. So here we are taking a look at the signal, and we're still at 1 bar, so it still seems to be holding on to its signal okay with the case on. It's drifted into searching a couple times, but it pulled back the signal. So it does seem to affect the signal a little bit, but not too greatly. So maybe enough to knock you down a bar or so. And if you're in a real marginal area like I am right now, you could potentially lose service. There we are. It just dropped into searching, and you can see the Wi-Fi is at 2. So let's take a look at the accessibility here. On the bottom, we have 1 large cutout for the 30-pin cable connector, also the main microphone and speaker port. Note this is a pretty deep cutout. You can see how deep it goes in, and it is really narrow. I could only get Apple's 30-pin cable to work on this. None of my other third-party accessories or cables could fit in there, including car chargers and other wall chargers. So just note, you need a really, really thin one like Apple's newer 30-pin connectors to work on that. Something else to note is it looked like the speaker was a little muffled when I had it on speakerphone. It felt like it was really kind of vibrating over here on the side a little bit. So just noting that. Over here on the side, we have 1 large cutout for the volume up and down, also the toggle switch. Again, pretty deep cutout, but good protection, and really no problem getting at the buttons, with my thumb. Up top here, we have a headset jack, just like the bottom. Again, it's pretty deep, and it is a real narrow cutout. And I could only get Apple's headphones to work on this, Apple's earbuds and headphones, the Pro ones. None of my other headsets really worked on this. So just note, you may have some issues using headphones on that. And on the front, just like the back, you have a little bit of a lip on it, so it should help you when you put it down on the table. It'll lift it up just a little bit. Looking on the side here, you can see it has a little element case. Just note you can do some custom etching, so if you have your own logo or something you want to have on there, looks like they will do that for you. Over here where it says Vapor 4, interesting here, there's the SIM card cutout. On the whole styling of the case, you can see it comes across and it comes straight down the phone here. Then right here we have a couple little bumps that come out. So there you go, guys. A look at the Vapor 4 case for the iPhone 4, again from Element Case. Definitely a case with some compromises. The price is a little pricey. The accessory, I think, is a significant issue. The signal, not too sure how big of an issue that is. Down here in my basement where it's pretty marginal anyways is the only time I actually lost signal. Bluetooth, GPS seemed to work fine. Phone calls seemed to work fine. It does seem to knock it down a little bit, but in my day-to-day use, when I was testing this for the past week or so, it didn't really bother me that much. So it might depend, where your original signal is at, where you typically use your phone. But besides those issues, it's a pretty cool case. I like the design. The anodized aluminum is pretty cool. Definitely something, different to check out. So once again, this is the Vapor 4 case for the iPhone 4. All right, guys, this is Mike from Insanely Gray Mac. Thanks for watching.